December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to live alone. Got enough if I can remember. Girl. My heart is cold December. Where my heart can remember. Got enough I can remember. Good enough I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart. Tell me to live alone. Got enough I can remember. Got enough I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Can remember. Remember. I'm drinking right now. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this girl. It's improbable now. But store there right now. I don't feel bad when I'm high. I can't touch the sky. If I die, let I know that I was 29. And for my demons, I can fight them all. I'm on a high. I can play this song back. My heart is cold like December. My heart can remember. Tell me to live alone. I remember. No fucking. My heart is cold like December. My heart can remember. Tell me to live alone. I fucking remember. Remember. Tell me to live around. Got enough I can. Got enough I. My heart is cold, but it's over my heart. Tell me to leave her alone. Got enough I can remember. Got enough I can remember. I'm drinking. Hope I don't crash. If you see me out now, lost my mind to this cup. It's improbable now. They run out of spread away. And I know so many nights. But set up my demons, I can fight them all. I'm on a high. I can play the back, I'ma cry away. I'ma cry away. Cry so many nights. Remember alone. Got enough I can remember. Remember alone. Got enough I can remember. Good enough I can remember. My heart is cold like December. My heart can remember. Good enough I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Over my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. Got enough I can remember. Good enough I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash while I'm out. down, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. But my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. But cried so many nights.
Yo, what's good, everybody? We're back with another Music Monday on this Monday, man. Y'all smash that like button, sub up to the channel if you're new and if you haven't done so already. Of course, y'all know my name is Jeremy Jones, and what I normally do is make content about sneakers, occasional try on hauls, and y'all know this is Music Monday. Sign up for that sold out Discord. Link is pinned at the top of the chat, and it is free to sign up. Y'all know we talk obviously mostly sneakers on this channel, but also, you know, obviously I like music just as well. As y'all can see, I'll probably post a lot in the music section of the Discord. And we have a sports section, we have a lounge section. It's pretty much all just a chill environment, man, is what I'm trying to do, is just bring back the true like sneaker community, you know what I'm saying? And hopefully I can do it with one person at a time. But other than that, man, normally this would be the time that I would normally introduce Dunks, but he has a link. Dunks could be working. I know Mondays is usually probably one of his busiest days, but he has a link if he wants to join the live with the kid. We're going to be talking a YSL trial update. Looks like Young Thug's lawyer has been held in contempt, so I'm going to go over that, as well as the Lil Woody Testify, and then to close things out for the night's live, we'll talk about Bun B. Basically, was he wrong for taking a stand against somebody that was pretty much, it was either his life or theirs? Now, this has been a gray area where, hey, you just don't cooperate, you call it a day, you already did what you're supposed to do. Because, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, Bun B actually shot the guy, but he didn't take him out. But the cops, he's going to get, well, he got sentenced to 40 years. So, I mean, had it would have been any different if Bun B didn't testify. And so, you know, but then has Bun B ever really said he represent that street code? But at the same time, Bun B's and you know what I'm saying, we're adults here, I would hope, watching this channel, but I would say he's on another level of maturity where, you know, it wasn't about snitching. This man tried to come out because he was going to take his wife out. So we're going to talk about that as well. And just kind of go what's going on with the YSL trial. Now, I don't know if you guys haven't been living under a rock. Oh, another thing I want to say too, if I'm a little laggy, which I know I usually am, but the streaming software that I use, it was acting very funny, which is why I started the live late to begin with. So y'all forgive the kid, but we're going to push through it because it looks like everything is working. So I think it did an update, and I'm one of those people where usually the updates never, it goes through, but it takes a minute. Like they gonna have to do like a point so and so to work out the kinks, because it's like they always miss certain people, you know what I'm saying? Or like they get it, but you know, it doesn't necessarily work the same as, we could have the same device, but for some strange reason my phone, it was acting a little weird. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. But yeah, we'll be talking on that tonight as well. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream so far. And yeah, we'll continue pushing on and see how it goes. Let's see. Nobody in the chat just yet, but I do see a few people watching. But if you are in the chat, definitely go ahead and do your thing. But we'll go ahead and just dive right into tonight's topic, man. I don't really want to waste too much time because I don't want to be on this joint no longer than an hour. We're going to start with the Young Thug situation. First things first, let me make sure my pages are straight. Now, I'm very surprised to see that Young Thug's attorney actually went into held in contempt. So I want to cover that. Now, I want to say this too, man, before I share my screen. I have been watching the trial to catch up on the updates because think about it. I don't know if you realize this, but today was the day 88 of the trial. I remember when I was doing like week 1, week 2, they're at like 88 days, which that's almost 3 months. If you think about it, it's 30 days in a month. 30, 60, that's going to be considered 2 months. You know, the next one got to be 90. So they're coming up right at 3 months on trial. No, let me correct. I'm doing the math wrong. I actually saw where Young Thug's attorney, Brian Steele, actually said, yo, we've been going at this for 8 months. So yeah, it says day 88 of the official trial, but it's been going on for 8 months. And I don't know if you guys have been keeping up, but the one thing that I know that Young Thugs, them attorneys, is working on, and I'm talking Jeffrey Williams. And again, this whole live is opinionated and alleged. I don't know anything other than what's been given to the public. You know what I'm saying? What I say is not what is the truth. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. I wasn't there for all the stuff that's going on. And you can tell they really just want, it seems like the prosecution to me, right? Their case is not solid, but they're doing whatever it takes to just make, hopefully they're hoping these guys will just all plead guilty. But I can say this about the YSL trial. While a lot of them have took plea deals, everyone that's took the plea deals and may have to testify, some tells me when they get up there, I don't know if you've been watching the people that's testifying, like the questions they get asked, bro, is like, y'all have learned nothing. I know y'all have learned nothing. Because all it does, from what I've seen, the people that's got on there, that at least from what the state is calling, pretty much every person that's got up on there has trolls like conflicting stories. Can the jury, I know the jury's got to be tired. And think about it, if this has been going on for 8 months, the jury is tired, bro. Think of how long it took, I don't know if y'all remember, it took them like months to even pick a jury. You know what I'm saying? And the judge too, man, I'm going to just say this. He has not necessarily been, he's been very mellow, but at the same time, something's not right because they've been trying to get him removed. And that's what thugs, lawyers, and are supposed to do, man. They're supposed to get it by any means, you know, so I can't fault them at that. And all this stuff, if they can't tie it together without any proof, then yeah. I do see this trial. If I had to guess, and I'm probably speaking a little too early here, if I had to guess, though, I wouldn't be surprised. I have a theory. I'm going to save it towards the live. I'm going to save it towards the end of like going through the articles. But I have a theory of what I think is going to happen, man. And then we'll talk on the Bun B joint. But let me share my screen. But I will say one thing too, man. Just going back and watching the videos of the trial and what's going on and how Young Thug has yet to speak. Holly Dottie probably will speak and all the stuff that he's got to see. You know, things that they accuse him of. I can tell he's got a good attorney, a very passionate attorney too, that's going, you know, doing the best he can. For what I got from the data, the reason he got held in contempt is because from what it appears, the judge thinks that he got some information that he was not supposed to have, and looks like Brian Steele is arguing, well, we were supposed to know this anyway. Why is this happening behind closed door behind my back? And you know, so the judge kept asking him, where'd you get it from? You clearly know something. Where you get it from? And then his attorney was like, well, Thug's attorney was like, well, I must be in the positive right if you're so defensive. He's like, I'm not saying what you know. And I will say, he's like, where did you get it from? That's the whole point. So if he tells him where he gets it from, I'm assuming they could get, maybe where he got it from, because he said, the judge was like, I don't think this is, you got it from the appropriate, you know, you didn't get this legally, so to speak. But I will say, Thug's attorney, I'm going to say this. If Ryan F. Lucci, remember, he was tied to this too, but he's already took a plea deal, be home in 3 months. He's going to get time served, and he gets the rest on probation. So Ryan F. Lucci's going to be out in 3 months. That's a deal where you get all your charges dropped, and you just say, hey, yeah, I did this, that, and the third, and apologize, and boom. And also, from what it hears, rumors is allegedly, that these attorneys, like YFM Lucci was prepared to go to trial, and it got cut to $300,000, or $200,000 to $300,000 is what YFM Lucci got for that, and that was actually pretty good, allegedly. Now Thug them are in trial. His attorney is acting like $1 million attorney. I'm gonna say that, and I know for a fact this ain't no longer like how much you think Thug paying. You know, I was saying like $1 million. It's easily doubled that now. This is easily probably strong $4 or $5 million between Thug and the label. His homes, he don't put some stuff up. I'm gonna put that up there because he don't put some millions up. I'm gonna say this: if Thug them beat the case or get a mistrial and get out and get back to work, we can't fault that man for being the most busiest man. He ain't gonna be like, see, Bobby Smurder them, you know, came out, they ain't working, like the work ethic ain't no, they, to be 100, they stuff was had that they was only gonna be here for a certain time anyway. They still here, but you mean like musically we already knew, like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't see Bobby coming back with another one. But everybody was looking up to how these guys just go ahead and just pled guilty. So instead of just snitching to get, because Bobby could have came home a long time ago, which he is home now. Salutes to Bobby Shmurda. But they obviously play. Sometimes you got to know when to plead guilty too, but you got to make sure the numbers is right. I'm gonna say this: I lost all my legal cases. Some I had to, at least two. I flat out just pled guilty to for a lesser sentence, and I don't count that as snitching. That's counting as like you just taking snitching is where it's like, well, they did it too. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, I was in that situation where they had me up and they were like, and I know I tell this story 100 times, but in front of them, they're like, there's no way in hell you did. That's not you. You didn't do this by yourself. And anything else you want? Is there anything else you want to tell us? And I'm like, nah, And they like, even though they knew I was lying, they were like, mine was like one of those, I didn't get a slap on the wrist because I still had to do what I had to do as far as punishment wise. But I will say they were like, we at least admire you for just, being a loyal individuals, and we want to see you bounce back from this because you're better than this. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, they were, you know what I'm saying? It depends. But these guys don't seem like they're cooperating on that level. But let me share my screen real quick. We'll get started on why Brian Steele, which is Young Thug's attorney, why he got held in attempt custody. Sharing my screen right here. Boom, you guys should be seeing it right now. Just checking to see if Dunks came back into the room or not, or was he ever going to show up. But anyway, let's see. Young Thug's lawyer held in contempt, taken into custody during RICO trial. Now, if you're like me, I was like, what is contempt, right? So pretty much the judge can sentence you to jail time, but I don't think his attorney actually got sentenced. So let's just read what it is. So contempt of court is an act of disobedience or disrespect towards the judicial branch of government or interference with an orderly process. It is an offense against a court justice or persons to whom the judicial functions of the cinematography have been delegated. So let's see. What does it mean in legal terms? Basically means the judge can punish you how he sees fit, but I don't think it's gonna be like you could do jail, but I don't think it's something. But it's like if you're being disorderly, basically, is what I got from it. So holding him in contempt of court basically means that he can do the jail thing, but usually it's just like you dismiss yourself and you gotta watch from a distance, but you won't be a part of the process. And maybe he'll probably get to come back the next day is what I'm assuming. Again, assuming, I don't know. But you can be held in contempt of court. I mean, you could be held there and not be able to get any form of like representation. But let's read through this article real quick. Just wanted to go over what contempt of court mean. Hopefully, I broke that down and explained it to you guys. The one thing that I hate about legal terms too, man, is the fact that legal terms. This is why I don't like going to trial. And I know everybody's like, y'all know me. I can defend the worst of the worst situations, right? That's why I'm talking about my coworker from Dunks to everybody in the Discord be like, yo, just go be an attorney, cause you're that, cause I can persuade for sure, mainly because of the experiences I've been through. Where it's like, keep in mind I lost all of them, but my dad had brought it up to me when I was talking about it like a month ago. I was like, yeah, I lost all my joint, this, that, and the third. Like, you didn't lose, you don't have anything on your record. You took some punishments. You did this, and at the end of the day, you don't repeat the same thing. And now you know exactly how to. You learn. He said you learned. You know what I'm saying? So my dad, dads have a great. That's one thing about having dads, man. If for the people who have them or who they're. This is why dads are important, man. Like, I was feeling down. He knows exactly what to say. And to just be a dad, you know what I'm saying? To make you feel encouraging, like, you know what? Yeah, man, I was feeling bad about it. I still feel bad about it, but, I'm glad from the outside looking in. Everything that I ever done, especially legally, I had to do what I had to do. Like, when people look at, like, how you make it through it, I'm like, I had no choice, bro. Looks like Slayer in the building says, yo, what up, Slayer? What up? What up? Y'all smash that like button as y'all coming and out, man. But y'all know, this legal situation too, even when I was watching this stuff back, man, I got teary-eyed how emotional Thug's lawyer was going, to bat for him. and it definitely made me. And I know a lot of people say like, "Are you traumatized?" This and the third. I may be, bro, because it gets to me, man. I don't want to see nobody locked up, man, unless within you just truly deep down deserve it. I feel like there's always some alternatives to situations, man. But let me hit this article real quick. It says Young Thug's lawyer held in contempt, taken into custody during a RICO trial. Or actually, during the RICO or custody during RICO trial. Says Thug's lawyer wouldn't reveal how he obtained information about a private conversation held between the judge, prosecutors, and a key witness. Yeah, that's my thing too. Like, he needs to be present. I understand where Thug lawyer is coming from, and I think that Thug's lawyer is technically right, but the judge is saying how do you even know this? But see, he shouldn't even have to be making these allegations because he wouldn't tell him where he got the information from. Let's see. Slayer says Lil Woody from Toy Story, free Woody, cuz. Hey, pause. But yeah, I think his name is Lil Woody, aka YSL Woody. He did not want to take this joint at first, man. I'm gonna play some of the video. Hopefully, I don't get too flagged, but I will say he's one of those. He plead the fifth. He had full immunity on the table too. I want to throw that out there. Now, full immunity, which basically I had to look this up. It says legal protection against attempts of a person liability, punishment, or legal action that would otherwise apply. So basically it says legal immunity or immunity from prosecution is a legal status where an individual or entirety could be held, could not, keyword here is could not be held liable for violation of the law in order to facilitate aims that outweigh the value of imposing liability in such cases. So basically, whatever he told in this, what this basically means, whatever he's gonna have full immunity, and he has no cases on him right now pending, no nothing, this and the third. And I know why they make this important because they're like, well, yeah, it's full immunity, but he still had cases pending. They can still come at him, but from what I got from him, he had no cases pending. You get full immunity, so whatever you say under oath cannot be used against you in any other way. It'll be like a double. It's basically like a deal, and it's kind of like the deal that if you think about Meg Thee Stallion's best friend Kelsey, she took the immunity and the plead the Fifth Amendment, and she had a sweet deal, where she didn't own up to anything. She refused, and this is basically what this guy did. The only difference is the judge was like, I have the right that I can hold you in contempt and probably recommend jail time, which I probably will do. It's what killed me with the judge is like, he being such a tough guy and everybody standing up to him. A Thug's attorneys are standing up to him left and right. Even the prosecutors is like, to be honest, from the outside looking in, he regains control, but it's like he loses. He can't hold it. It's not an orderly court. So, and almost every like piece I've seen, Thug's lawyers then have been just asking mistrial. It'd be like every mistrial, and he's denied them every single time. They got to take these mistrials above, but the judge I think has the right, and he denies the motion each and every time. So, but mistrial basically means like, I'm assuming what their game plan is, which they didn't give Thug bail at all. He's been locked down for over 2 years and he get bail at all, which I feel like they should at least let him have bail and let him, and I'm talking about bail to the point of house arrest, bro. Like, let that man be where he can still produce properly, and then, as these trial, and then how it goes, man, but they didn't do it, but I was hoping that they would. Let me hit the chat let me hit the article. It says Young Thug's lawyer Brian Steele has been held in contempt and arrested after he refused to disclose a source related to the rapper's ongoing RICO trial. It says on Monday, Judge Glanville, I'm not going to say his first name, it says Ural, hopefully I'm saying that correctly, says took Steele into custody when he denied requests to explain how he heard about a secret meeting between Gainesville, which is basically the judge, prosecutors, and a key witness, Kenneth Copeland, which is basically Lil Woody, but his government name is Kenneth Copeland. He even had to spell it out on trial, this and the third. And I don't know if you guys seen his testimony. Keep in mind he pleaded fifth and would not do it, so he was jailed over the weekend. So when he came in, he was in handcuffs under jail, and he still had to testify. You know, people saying he's snitching, but honestly, homie's just he gives misinformation and the wrong answers. Like you can just I'll put it this way: what the prosecutors are reaching for, you're not finna get it from this guy, man. I hate to say it, man. Like he's gonna even if he inadvertently, even if he doesn't do it on purpose, right? Say they like ask some trick questions, he finally just give in, and he didn't realize he's snitching, but he's snitching, and then he says something that contradict And think about it: if the jurist has been at this for 8 months, bro, like. I'm just saying, if it takes you this long to cut, it shouldn't take you this long. I'll say like, if we have at best a month, bro, or 2 months tops, at that not 8. You know they're coming up on a year on this joint. But let me hit the chat real quick. It says on Monday, Judge Glanfield took Still into custody when he denied the request to explain how he heard about the secret meeting between Glanville prosecutors and key witness Ken Copeland. According to the judge, Still managed to obtain information from the conversation, which ultimately violated court rules. But I mean, why are y'all having secret meetings behind his back? Is what he's trying to get at, which is not right. Let's see. Glanville warned Still several times that he would hit him with a contempt before he eventually gave in. Says, "I'm going to give you 5 minutes. If you don't tell me who it is, I'm going to put you in contempt," the judge said. Says Woody says he doesn't know how old his kids are because he's spent most time in jail. And I think it'll be safe to play this part. Give me like 2 seconds. I'm going to see.
Are you married?
Nope.
Are you in a relationship?
Nope.
Do you have children?
You know that.
Okay. I do, but the jury doesn't. Do you have children?
Yep.
All right. How many?
More than one.
So he look, man, y'all can already tell he not playing ball game. It's how many kids have? More than one. Where you have children. You know how he's letting you already know he's not trying to cooperate. Let's see, Fargo in the building says free Thug. I would say at least let the man be out on bond. And we'll see. We'll go from there. I'm not going to play the whole 5-minute video because that could take forever. I'll probably play just a little bit of it, some more. And then this Young Thug lawyer, Brian Still, who may be held in contempt of court, which he was going back and forth with the judge, but the judge wanted some information from him. He wasn't budging. Still told Glanville he didn't need 5 minutes. Glanville asked him to answer the question once more following a court recess, but the lawyer wasn't budging, which led to his arrest. Mr. Still, I'm going to ask you again. I need you to tell me, and this is Young Thug's lawyer, how you got the information. This is so secreted that have a conversation in my chambers paired it to you. Glanville stated before Still motioned for a mistrial that later led him to being taken into custody. The motion was swiftly denied. So this is Young Thug's lawyer getting locked up right here. It says, right before we went into recess, Young Thug's lawyer, Brian Still, was ordered into custody after he was held in contempt for not disclosing his source. And so this is it right here. I think he had took off his jacket and his tie, bro. Look at this. He had to take his Jane out. No disrespect, though. They not going to do nothing to the homie. He...
Okay. All right.
Yeah, man. He Thug's lawyer is a G, bro. I don't care what nobody say. He a G. This is a G right here, bro.
Yes, sir. You certainly may.
He tried to do the contempt of court one more time.
Williams does not wish to go forward without me being here. You are removing me against his will, my will. You take away his right to counsel, and you're conducting material parts of this trial without me present, and I can't learn about it by watching online. So, for that reason, additionally, I asked for a mistrial, and I assume you deny, but I'd like you to deny our motions for mistrial. You denied the other people.
I deny your motion, but I'll certainly take that under advisement, sir.
It's crazy. They ain't even put him in handcuffs, no nothing. Anybody else would be taken out. I usually put him in handcuffs. So that was that. And the black dude is there also is like I guess he's not the lead attorney, but there's usually more than one attorney in the courts, man. So free Thug, man. This is crazy. It says, still returned to the courtroom about an hour later, and Glanville told him he's going to jail in the evening if he didn't reveal how he got the information from the secret meeting. Young Thug's trial has been going on for 17 months. You see that? 17, right? But this is the thing. I think they didn't have it. I think the jury's only been in there for like what? Maybe 88 days, but that's still a long time. But the trial has been going on for a minute because it took them so long to pick a jury. That's where they're getting that 17 months. They're tacking that on, which I don't blame them, dog. I don't blame them at all. Because that's just how the game goes. But 17 months, and is already considered the longest trial in the state of Georgia. It's gotta be. This is crazy. Like, why is it this long? And if they had, this is my thing. When they have any information, sometimes trial don't go but like 3 days. You know. Still is back in the courtroom, but judge says he's going to jail him in this evening. Yeah, this is the one lady. She's been keeping up with the Tory Lanez joint and everything. I think, let's see how long this video is.
What was present? That's what I'm trying to say. That doesn't make a difference, but you got information that you shouldn't have had. And then you can't, and then you turn around and you say, well, the court did something wrong, and that we should be entitled to have the transcript. You all have contorted and perverted that particular process. You really have. What I said was it is a material part of the trial. It's not, well. Has a right to be at, and I'd like to exercise. It would be just like if you all in the past have had ex parte conversations with the court. And I won't say about for what. You and Mr. Adams and others. That is your right. And that little period or that little conclave of discussion with the court protects you and protects the system. It's recorded and taken down. So if it needs to be reviewed later, it gets reviewed. But you have made something out of it that where I'm kind of at a disadvantage at this point in time. So, because I didn't invite you into that particular proceeding,
but that's the judge right there admitting up rip that the meeting did happen without their knowledge. So I mean, like, obviously, whenever you're talking to he has the right to be there. And again, I'm no attorney and no lawyer, but that's basically, I think. But see, the judge is upset that how you know this information. Because obviously somebody had to eavesdrop it or this, that, and the third. It don't matter, bro. It happened. You're admitting that it happened. Yeah, mistrial, man. Like, y'all are doing, there's so many, like, red flags I've seen going on with this case, man. And honestly, it should be a mistrial. And I'm going to give you guys my little 2 cents on this, too, while I read the other article. Long story short, bro, even if whatever the worst case scenario is going to happen, keep in mind, we have another person that's running for president that's going through, and I don't want to talk politics, so I'm going to keep it short. Keep in mind, that person's going through tough times legally too. And I'm going to say this, before they left office, they pardoned a lot of people. If Thug them just so happen something goes wrong in this case, they're going to appeal it. And they're going to take it to the higher court, which is Supreme Court. Which that point, the president can pardon and do whatever they need to do. So, and let me clarify this too. Same with what the president doing. Most likely, they're going to appeal their stuff to the Supreme Court and hold it out. If they win, which is a long shot, we don't know, then boom, what you think finna happen? And then we'll just leave it at that. But that's worst case scenario. That's like the Hail Mary. You know, what I'm trying to get at is Thug's not gonna, whenever this case is said and done, he's coming home, in my opinion. They done a lot of stuff that's been suspect here already, and the Supreme Court says, let me clarify this too. Everybody think like going to court is cheap. It's not. Obviously Thug, I know he spent a lot of money with his attorney, and it shows. And if they had to go, not everybody got, like my situation, right? I had came up short or whatever where my joint got dismissed. meaning I didn't win, but the other person didn't win either. It's pretty much dismissed. It doesn't exist. So the person was like, yo, you can take it back that we can appeal it to the Supreme Court, but that's a long shot. And they had a few little dots after it, meaning, and it's going to require a lot of money, you know, basically. So I'll say, I ain't going to say how much I paid, but if you already spent thousands already on just the local shit, the Supreme joint is going to be double, if not triple, you know. If the attorney, you gonna want it, and the attorney got to fight. The Supreme Court ain't just telling you ain't finna just roll up. You need to do the proper. I've been through legal situations where I seen a document. I was like, yo, I can fill it out and sign this and a third. And they're like, oh nah. And you go to the courtroom, they're like, what you're talking about, you need X, Y, Z. But what you need is an attorney. You can get the document and you can file it and do it yourself, but it's gonna get rejected because you need an attorney to do it. They gotta have a bar number on. Like I'm telling you, it because you can technically do a lot of stuff legally by yourself, but they're going to tell you, like, trust me, they force you in an attorney's hand whether you want to or not sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Fargo says, they're going to try and F over Thug no matter what. Secret meeting and ish. I agree with you 100%. He's coming home. Yeah, this is my thing, bro. Anything that's going on about this case, the legal has the right to know what it is. And they should even have like transcripts like, hey, so-and-so requested a meeting with Lil Woody, pause. You guys, would you like to attend? Which I'm pretty sure the answer would have been yes. You know, the judge is hiding, you know, and again, I don't want to bash your guy because I don't want to, this is my thing. I don't stand in front of, 5 different judges, you know? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 that I can think of off the top of my head. And each time, bro, you trust me, you don't want to disrespect that person that can make the final call in the ruling. But again, it's good that Thug's being quiet. I'm almost positive I wouldn't be surprised if homie didn't speak at all, which may be in his best interest, you know. And then I'm gonna see if I can find the Lil Woody, like where he went on trial. This is whenever he actually denied it, where he refused to get, he refused to be a witness and get jail time. But ultimately, the judge told him 100 times, like, yo, you're refusing. You know you get full immunity. You know if you revoke this and use your Fifth Amendment right, which you can, and going to recommend jail time, this and that, third. So this is where all this come from, which this is, I'm not going to pay the whole, I'm definitely not going to pay the whole freaking 30 minutes of this joint. Let me see if I can just cut that down real quick because, I don't want that joint to come through audio because I just want to play a little bit of it to see what he actually do. So we'll see if we can skip because this is starting on. Okay, yeah. See, I had already been watching this joint. If you keep it 100, look at this. I didn't even realize I was playing this joint.
Make sure he didn't plead too.
Let me see where because they had caught him. I'm gonna see if I can get it back to them.
Get you the.
Is it either or?
So, Your Honor, the statute says or release from confinement, which.
This is where they're just making sure if he can testify and get full immunity. So that's what all this is about. So, I mean, he had it where he could technically tell all and shouldn't nothing stick to him. But honestly, that man don't been in the legal system so much. He not new to this. He true to this. If we're going to keep it 100. And that's pretty much what all that probably is. And let me scroll through real quick. I'll put that on pause. A witness in Young Thug and YSL ongoing RICO trial is headed to jail after refusing to testify on behalf of the prosecution. And this is Lil Woody, so this is his mugshot. Is he solid? You know what I'm saying? Is it solid where he lives by a true code where he says, I'm an adult and I plead the fifth, Copeland said. So pretty much, yeah, he got to the point where he didn't even go through the full questioning. He said, do you want to be here? He says, I plead the fifth. And started right then and there. Which, let's look up what plead the fifth is real quick, and then we'll transition to the Bun B joint in the next 5 minutes. But I'm just going to Google what plead the fifth is, just for, ish and giggles, because, again, I'm not an official attorney like the people like to give me. You know what I'm saying? Let me share my screen real quick. But this is the Fifth Amendment. Boom. God should be seeing me and hearing me right here. It says, in the U.S., exercise a right guaranteed by the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution of refusing to answer questions in order to avoid incriminating oneself. So that's plead the fifth. Basically means he doesn't trust these guys and he's going to plead the fifth and they don't want to incriminate themselves. Kelsey from the Tory Lane says she plead the fifth. I seen in the OJ trial, I got to take it back for the one time, the guy that slept in his pool house, he had plead the fifth and then switched his story up years later, which I'm assuming that's after OJ probably stopped taking care of his fucking ass. You know, I ain't gonna get started on that because that's another story. Let me read through this. A witness in, I see we read that one, says, WSB TV reports that Kenneth Copeland, also known as Lil Woody, was arrested on a stand and headed into contempt of court after he invoked his Fifth Amendment in fielding questions for the prosecutors, which he ended up having to do anyway, so it was really, he might as well just did it. Copeland was previously served time in prison in 2018, but he had been granted immunity in exchange for testifying against Young Thug. Real name Jeffrey Williams is currently being held in jail on contempt of court until Monday. So they had to go back. Lil Woody has taken into, so he eventually took the trial. I was trying to actually find it. Let me see if I can actually find where he actually took the stand. Let me just Google, because I'm pretty sure because it's just literally this was going on and the trial has been in recess. It's probably been dismissed now too. Let me see, Lil Woody. See if I can get like a quick little update to see if we can get something real quick on that one. 3 days, 7 hours ago. Because he took the stand, but then, like, I hate to say this, but Thug's lawyer kind of took the show over whenever he got held in contempt. So, Lil Woody, only thing we got up on him right now is where he just pretty much got held in contempt. So we'll leave it at that. And we're going to have to revisit this again and again. You know what I'm saying? So, we're not going to go over, so Brian Steele and the Young Thug's attorney. So, because no matter how you slice and dice it, when you put it under him, it immediately points to basically Brian Steele being held in contempt. So that story just kind of took over Lil Woody's testify. But Lil Woody was forced to give a testimony, but I'm going to read through this. No, I'm not going to read through this. I'm just going to see if it's like got any, see, they don't have any of the updated stuff. And I've been watching it on Court TV too. So we'll leave it at that on that one. Stewart123 Butler says Woody walked free back tomorrow morning. I mean, yeah, because the thing is, I don't know how far you got on the trial because I was watching it today. Homie's not really cooperating, and to be honest, even the guy they had up on the stand before that was like supposed to be, I guess, like number 2 that was on the stand for like weeks. Homie gave conflicting information as well, and to be honest, I know these guys are playing dumb, but I'm going to just say this. They're doing a good job at convincing me, because they be like, what's red? Especially this guy, Woody, man. He's doing a great job. He's like, you got kids? Yes. How many? More than one? He's like, bro, like, I'm telling you, he's been on it all day as far as like the way he's just answering, man. So I'm not going to read through this whole article real quick because it went over basically that. But, yeah, Woody been pretty much smart the entire time during on trial. So, like, he definitely, let's see. So he definitely started here.
Mr. Copeland, given the fact that you have invoked...
Hold up. I'm going to let me share my screen real quick. I didn't realize I want to share my screen. Boom. Let me share it up on this joint real quick. And then we'll go here. I want to play this one over real quick. How he just reacted. Look at this. I'm going to take it back for the one time.
See, our jury has left us. Mr. Copeland, given the fact that you have invoked your Fifth Amendment privilege, but the state has already given you immunity under 24-5-507, this court holds you in willful contempt, and we'll see you on Monday. And we'll see if we can get some more testimony at that point in time. Take him into custody.
So that's basically when he got took into custody, man. So we're coming up on the last like 12 minutes of this joint. So let's transition to the Bun B joint. I know a lot of people really been going in on this one. But I want to say he delivers an emotional testimony. I'm going to cover from this one because the person who did it, they got 40 years. I'm not saying homie didn't deserve it, but I mean, he was basically trying to rob them at gunpoint. So, and so much so, to the best of my knowledge, Bun B them actually had to move. So let me read through this article, then we'll wrap things up here in the next like 10 to 15 minutes or so. But Bun B and wife's armed robber sentenced to 40 years in prison, which I feel like that's a lot. And I know that because he got shot. He didn't shoot anybody, so he attempted, but he didn't shoot anybody. So I mean, like, to be honest, I would have gave him 15. You know, I'm not saying what he did was right, but I mean, he got shot at, and you know what I'm saying? He's learned the hard way already. You need to be really moving correctly. But 40 years, you know what I'm saying? That's, people get that who did the murder, you know? So I wouldn't have gave him 40. And I'm not saying that I support the quote unquote armed robber. Bun B's would-be robber has received a harsh sentence for his April 2019 attempt home invasion of UGK rapper's Houston home. ABC 13 is reporting that DeMonte Jackson was sentenced to 40 years in prison on Friday, June 7, for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and engaging in organized crime using an exhibit a deadly weapon. But he ain't hit anybody, but he did use it. But I mean, we've seen people, and I'll base it off in my area. One person, I don't know them personally, but let's just say they're local. They're local. They're well known. I'm not gonna say what they do or what, but they were involved in an incident, and same kind of scenario here. They didn't get hit, but nobody got hit, but they were the one who did the firing, and the judge actually slapped them on the wrist and gave them, I think, 3 years, but pretty much you only had to do half of that, so a year and some change, and then the rest to, like, I think he gave him, like, he can never ever go to the spot or wherever it happened again. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that bad, you know? It wasn't that bad because, to be honest, a lot of people argue that he did what he did in self-defense. But that, you know, his lawyer did a good job for him where getting a lot of that stuff dropped. The prosecutors were upset, but he turned himself in with an attorney, and, you know what I'm saying? That's what you got to do, to be honest. Even, like, Thug's done it the right way. Be quiet, talk to your attorney, let them know what you did. They'll get annoyed. But yeah, basically, homie got, they didn't give him self-defense because he's still obviously locked up. But he did do what he did, and I'm gonna leave it at that. And he didn't, the thing is, the reason why they got him locked up, and I agree with him on this one, while he may have been in the act of self-defense, really at that point, once he did what he had to, once he showed what he had, all you saw was elbows and ass cheeks. Pause. So at that point, and I don't like this part of the law because it's janky, right? And I know I'm going off mode here, but this is important. So basically, if the person's running away and you still shoot at them, in the law eyes, they're no longer considered like a threat to you because they're running away because they're in fear. That's why, and this happens, you got to be careful about shooting somebody in the back, pause, because you got a lot of explaining to do if they got you on camera that you shot them in the back and you were saying self-defense and they was a threat to you, because it's very, very hard to argue why, if the person is back turned to you, how is that? Because you can't, listen, thing, in the law eyes, you can't really, it's hard to fight backwards. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you saying, like, okay, cool, the back turn and somebody still pop you. Now, it's very rare that the bullet goes all the way through. You know? It's not like that, like, it just poke a hole where you like, well, I shot him from the front. Well, the bitch, so this, like, that's a rare, unless you just got a super duper skinny person. So I say you got to kind of make sure you hit them in the front end side of things. Pause. But I know some people say, well, what if we were tussling on the ground, this, that, and the third, and then I choked them and just shot them to conceal them, and they just accidentally boom. I mean, it's a gray area, but I mean, you got to really prove that. and they're gonna use every shred of evidence. Now, I'm also gonna say this. I was talking to my dad too. Depending on where you live, whether how much the legal system cares or not too. So if that stuff don't really make the news, broad news, my dad has told me personally he's seen X amount of situations where, let's just say, some people don't exist anymore, and the people that was alleged to do it got nothing involved because of the story they told, and nobody pursued them or chased them afterwards. So, and that don't make it right because it still didn't add up. And so, yeah, and we'll just leave it at that. Salute to my dad, was just having that conversation literally on Sunday. But yeah, let me read through the rest of this article real quick. It says, Jackson pled guilty to the felony charge, and he will be eligible for parole in 20 years. So he's going to at least do 20. So out of the 40, he got to do half of the time. Even some things may change where he maybe strongly could be out in 10, but that's still, at the end of the day, man, these numbers, that's a long time, man. Even months is a long time. A year is a long time. Like, years, that's a lot, man. Even people's like, man, you only got to do 5 years. Yes, that's good, but that's still a long time. Like, even a homie that did the situation in my area, and this stuff happen all the time. A lot of people just like, you know, he got the 3 years in joints, and he'll be home sometime probably early, mid next year, and then be on probation. But I guarantee you he would rather been out and been a free man. But he also proved the point, like, don't try me. So I could see both sides each way, each and every time, dog. Jackson claimed to be suffering from mental health issues and had his grandmother testifying to the same on his behalf. He was trying to get less time, but I see the judge that didn't work. His attorney also claimed that he would be getting mental health treatment while behind bars. 2 days ago, Bun B took the stand and spoke about the ordeal, saying, "Still affects our life," referring to his longtime wife, who was also at home at the time of the incident. The Texas rapper testified for around 20 minutes during the sentencing hearing. Bun B opened up about the emotional impact that the robbery had on his wife, Angela, Queenie, which is her nickname, I think, to the best of my knowledge, Walls, saying, "This was an entirely new, traumatizing incident. This is something we still deal with to this day. There are times when she gets closed off. She can't communicate, and I just get so angry all over again because she didn't deserve this. She didn't ask for this." He continued while holding back tears. The rap veteran added that his wife never stepped foot in the house again after leaving the following day as she was traumatized by the robbery. Bun B recounted the events of the night where his wife answered the door thinking it was the delivery driver, but was instead greeted with a masked robber. He detailed how he heard the robbery from a different floor in the house and that Jackson was holding a gun to his wife's head. Bun B then said that upon hearing the commotion, he grabbed his gun, but his wife told him, "Don't come downstairs, he's going to kill me." So, he added, she was very panicked. She was borderline hysterical. She just did not want me to go out the door and face the person with the gun. By the time Jackson had made his way to the garage and was sitting in the car with Bun B's, fired several shots at the intruder, with one hitting him in the shoulder. He says the two continued to exchange gunshots before fighting on the floor of the garage where Jackson managed to escape. Bun B explained that he chased after Jackson and caught up with him before taking off his mask. "I wanted to know who was behind the mask. I wanted to know if this was someone I knew personally or someone that knew someone I knew personally. I just the idea of seeing my wife in the state, I wanted to know who had done this to her." So that's what Bun B has said. Yeah. So I mean, all understandable if you ask me, right? Like, my thing too, man, if somebody really putting a threat on your life, yeah, you want to see who really trying you. You know? I've heard several people come out with this all the time, man. So the guy got 40 years behind it. I feel like that's a bit harsh. I'm gonna put myself back on the main screen. I'm gonna be on the joint for like another 5 minutes or so. But yeah, I think that was a bit harsh, but at the same time, I'm gonna say this. Don't do the crime if you're not willing to do the time or what come along with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this goes for the YSL situation or the Bun B situation where, like, yo, if you coming at somebody and you put them in, like, survival mode, what do you think they about to do? They're going to do what naturally comes to them things to do. Like, they're going to be like, yo, what do we got to do to survive? And especially if you're coming at somebody that they love, that man's wife. And I'm not sure how long they've been married, but he's one of the OGs in the game. You know, right next to Pimp C. You know, one half of UGK, which is Underground Kings, to the best of my knowledge. Legend, man. I'm not going to sit up here and hold him to the quote-unquote snitch category. No, you're not. It's not snitching whenever. And like I said before, it's a gray area. It's a gray area where, like, is it snitching if you go testify against the person that was about to kill you? Most people say no, but I've seen also, I can think of a YouTuber who did that when they supposedly got robbed. They went to testify against those guys too. You know what I mean? Because they got shot in the process. Even though they had to film everything, but that's just kind of what YouTubers kind of do. Like, you don't want to miss any type of content. People want to know what's going on, especially if you do, like, you know, I guess you're a day in your life type of vlogging type of style versus me where I'm just like, you're going to see me popping up on some sneakers and chilling. But again, I say all that to say, I feel like you do have a right to testify. Would I do it? No. Do I consider it snitching? I feel like it's a gray area. Now, granted, I had somebody steal something from me. I know exactly who did it. I didn't catch him in the act, so I didn't have any proof, so I couldn't really file anything anyway. So when a cop pulled up, like, you have any idea? I'm like, oh yeah, I know exactly who did it. You know what I'm saying? That's this person deserve, and that's my thing too. I even talked to somebody personally about it, like, oh, was I snitching though? I was like, no, because I know who did it, and it's like this is what kills me is the person that did what they did to me. And let me clarify this. I had to call the cops because in order to get what they stole from me back, they make you you have to file a police report. Now on the police report, I could have said nothing. But anyway, long story short, I've been seeing homie and Pat. You ever see somebody like always watching you was like paranoid, but they not really like that, so they don't ever try nothing? That was this individual. But I knew he was I know what type of line of work he was in, but he thought I was in that line of work. But it's like, no, homie, I'm just paying bills. Like, you are too, but I know what you're doing. You think I'm doing on your shit, but I'm not doing your type of shit. But I don't care what you do. But anyway, homie got me, and it had to be like at least like late night, because when I woke up in the morning, I caught that shit like after I got out of the gym, because that's the first thing I do when I get up. I go straight to the gym. So like I noticed when I come, like, man, there's something off. And then I've had to get the police involved and shit. And they're like, you know who did it? I'm like, I know exactly who did it. I don't know. This is the thing. I didn't know homie name, though. I said, all I know is they drive this. They don't got no place. Even like the other people that had problems with this person, too. So much so, keep in mind, I didn't snitch because I didn't even know homie name. Don't want to know his name. And the sad part is, I actually was, and I probably shouldn't admit this, I was in a situation where I could have got mine back if I wanted to, but, you know, ultimately I was like, yo, it's not that serious. Like, and I'm going to just let y'all guess what that means, but I was like, yo, it's not that. And thank God I had the right people around me at the time. I vented to like 2 to 3 different people. Most of them family are like, yo, you bigger than that. It ain't even that serious, dog. You better than that. It ain't no point improving your point over something that costs you little to nothing to get replaced other than just the inconvenience. But I will say I had to go chill out that day. Like, I couldn't even chill at the crib because I left. I had to go chill because I was like, bro, like, because if I'm here and I ironically, like I said, I could have got mine back and they saw me. We had a little boom. We didn't say nothing to each other. Like, he just did one of these joints and I looked like this too, but he knew that. I think he got where at that point, like, don't do it again. In so many words, that's what that meant. Like, don't do it again. Cause I ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. But at that point though, to be honest, within like 2 weeks later, they were like, he had got caught up anyway. And then nothing even, the thing is they had been looking for the motherfucker he just been ducking and dodging, not only just me, but he had been ducking and dodging the cops too. And eventually he just caught his ass from what I got from it. So I didn't make or break whatever his future was determining. And I'm going to just leave it at that, man. But I've been on this joint for an hour. Definitely been a good one. Appreciate y'all for being patient with the kid where the stream started. Roughly 2 minutes late because it wasn't linking up the way I wanted it to, man. So, but anyway, we have those technical difficulties. Salutes to Dunks. Hopefully he's enjoying, if he's off, hopefully he's made it back to the crib. We will be back again live with another Sold Out Live podcast on Wednesday for sure. Other than that, y'all know to smash the like button, sub to the channel if you're new, and if you haven't done so already. Of course, y'all know my name is Jeremy Jones, and what I normally do is make content about sneakers, occasional trial hauls, and y'all know we got Music Monday, which is what this is. Sign up for that Sold Out Discord. Link is pinned at the top of the chat. It is free to sign up. And other than that, I will be back on Wednesday with another Sold Out Live and another Sold Out podcast, man. So other than that, man, I'm officially out this thing, man. Peace.
My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now, hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. But my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now, hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone, God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. My heart is cold December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry, oh why?